I'm here at the Arlington Artists Alliance Art Show with artist Steena Fullmer.
Yes.
Thank you for speaking with me.
Thank you.
I'd like to start by asking, is there an artwork here you're most proud of and why?
I like all of my new houses, but I particularly like these with the Day of the Dead things because I think they bring in the beauty of the Day of the Dead art along with powerful inspirational sayings, and I absolutely just love skulls. I think skulls are beautiful.
Oh yeah, I do too. Yeah, it's pretty nice. What are the dimensions of these in general?
The top houses are 5 inches wide and about 10 inches tall and 3 inches deep, and then the bottom ones are about 2 inches deep, 7 inches tall, and about 5 inches wide.
Okay, all right. And do you make the little pieces you sculpt or make everything in there? Or?
Almost everything. Most of them are either cast glass or molded glass or fused glass. And then some of the little furniture pieces I buy, but the robots I handmade. I take glass powder and I freeze it into a shape. And then I put it in my kiln, and when they come out, I paint them. Okay.
All right. Very nice. Seems time-consuming, is it?
It is time-consuming, but it is a labor of love, and I love making these little fantasy worlds. So they're like little vignettes of my imagination.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's see. How do you know when a work is finished?
I think when I look at it and I can't see anything else I want to fix or change, or when it just makes me smile, or when my kid or my husband comes up and looks at it and says, "Wow, that's cool," then I usually walk away from it.
Okay. Done. Do you ever go back, say, over time and say, you know what, I want to switch this out or change the colors?
Well, I'd love to, but with things formed in a kiln, and then with the houses, things made in a kiln can't be changed unless you smash them with a hammer.
Yeah.
Which I've done sometimes to turn them into something else.
Oh, okay.
But the houses are built very sturdy, and all the pieces are epoxied together, so there's no way to change it once they're done.
Okay. All right. What inspires you?
Well, a lot of things inspire me. I travel a lot, and I read a lot, and I go to a lot of art galleries and watch a lot of movies with my family, and I listen to them talk about the things that interest them. My husband and my kid are very much into comics and science fiction and superheroes, and I like to try to create some of the little worlds that they talk about in my art.
Yeah, I see that. And the monster, the little orange monster guy?
He was an experiment. Like, I wonder if I could mold a monster, and I did, and I thought it was adorable. And then I thought, when I was a kid, I used to play hide and go seek all the time, and I thought, gosh, monsters playing hide and go seek, that would be adorable.
That is, yeah, that's true. That is cool. A little smaller piece, I guess.
Yeah, and I also like to take things like monsters and skulls and robots and turn them into something beautiful, because they're usually regarded as ugly in society, and I think if you look at it the right way, they're very pretty. Yeah,
little adorable guys and gals. And so you mentioned the skull pieces, I guess. What inspired those? Just the Day of the Dead?
Yeah, I went to graduate school and studied Mexican history, and so I became and lived in Mexico several times, became very interested in the Day of the Dead. And I think skulls are lovely, and I love to incorporate them into my art. And these 3 pieces are inspired by my own life. I've now been with my spouse for 25 years, and this saying very much epitomizes our relationship. I'm a mother of a 9-year-old, and I want her to grow up and be a strong woman. Okay. And then I also thought about it in the fact that who admires and loves you is who you are, and that would be my family and the cats that run around our house.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. So, what is your most important artist tool? Is there something you can't live without in your studio apart from, say, the basics?
Well, the basics for me would be glass and a kiln. But I think right now the most important tool I would have would be quiet to think about what I want to make.
Yeah, I've heard that before. So you're not one that listens to music while you're.
I don't. I can't. I need to just be in what I'm doing. So I need quiet. But aside from that, I really need my kiln, and I really need my glass cutter.
All right. All right. Is there an element of art you enjoy working with most, and why? And that could be either process or material or.
Lately, with the houses, I went to college on an art scholarship for painting the first couple years, and then I switched over to be a political science major. And so I've been enjoying combining fusing glass and painting onto the glass. It really intrigues me. I will take the paint and throw it on a piece of glass and swirl it together and then smash the glass into it and see what kind of pattern will come out. And that's how all the roofs and the floors and the backgrounds are made on these pieces.
All right. And what kind of paint do you use for that process?
Acrylic, mostly. House paint. I like to see what I can combine together and what I can get out of it. I'm a big fan of reusing things.
Okay. All right. So, how did you start making art, and why do you make art?
I make art because it makes me happy. And I feel like I need to. And I started as a child, like most artists do. But I did start out in college going on a painting scholarship, and I was going to go all the way through and be an art major. But having to get up early in the morning and go to an art class was a little bit much for me. So I decided to study something practical and paint when I wanted to.
Okay. So you're still in that situation where you create the art on sort of your free time?
No. A number of years back, I was an intelligence analyst, and then once I was going to have a child, I decided, I don't know if I want to do that anymore. Wanted to focus on her, and then once I had her, I thought, gosh, maybe I'll just make a full go of this being an artist, and that was about 10 years ago.
Okay. And you've continued ever since?
Yes.
Okay, nice. What role does the artist have in society?
We can make people happy, we can shock them, we can entertain them, make them angry.
Yeah.
It all depends on what kind of art you make and who the person is and how they react to it. I think art can change the way people think and help
agree.
change society.
I think so, yeah. And I mean, some, like you say, I guess most of them have a statement of some sort incorporated in them. So you are directly telling people
Very much.
something.
Yeah, there's a lot of my opinion on things in my art.
Yeah, but all stuff that's inspiring.
Yes, very much. Yeah. I try.
Yes. So, what movies, books, or other artwork in science fiction or fantasy have inspired you?
Ooh, well, a lot of the quotes are from what I read. I read a lot of heavy, weighty literature, and I love to listen to the Grateful Dead and punk. But my family very much is into science fiction, and so I get ideas from them and have them tell me about it or read me that part of the book and incorporate those. It's been a huge variety. So.
Are there any books or movies or comic books that keep coming up that you hear from them talking
Tolkien.
about? Okay, a lot of Tolkien.
Lord of the Rings. My daughter is very much into all the female superheroes now. This is I think we've seen the Wonder Woman movie 3 times now.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
I'm sure there'll be more.
Yes, I'm sure there will be too.
So, is there an art piece you'd like to create that you haven't done so yet, and what is it?
Yeah, there is. I want to make a big house, a very large house with cast skulls in it that represent phases of life and the things that you go through in life, and maybe incorporate the sayings. It would be very, very big, but I just haven't gotten to it yet.
So you're talking about just with your arms 3 feet by 4 feet, and
I would say. Yeah, like a large dollhouse with glass skulls the size of your standard doll in them, doing various things in life, from the menial to the weighty to giving birth to dying.
Have you started that at all in any way, or just?
I've started casting the skulls.
Oh, you have?
I have a large collection of skulls that are going to get incorporated into it as soon as I design the house in my mind.
So it's sometime in the future it'll be in existence.
Yes, it will.
All right. So that's all the questions I have. Do you have any last words or?
No, I appreciate you taking the time to interview me, and I'm glad you like my art.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
I did.
you.
Yeah, thanks. Please visit chrisalvarez.com for more cool stuff. That's CRISALVAREZ.com. Thanks for listening, and keep imagining the future.